No matter who you are a fan of, please subscribe to support me. Thank you, love you all very much. Who will win in a confrontation between the MCU Hulk and Vali in the Ramayana? A battle between the Hulk of the Marvel Universe and Vali in the epic Ramayana. In the world of the epic, Ramayana strength is not merely measured by muscle or instant victory. It is built from lineage, divine boons, war experience, and status in the cosmic order. The Vanara are not an ordinary species. They were born with the mission to counterbalance the Rakshasa forces being protected by Brahma. Therefore, the power of the Vanara carries the essence of cosmic balance rather than just individual ability. Warriors like Nala and Nila are known as pillars of physicality. They have the ability to lift huge boulders, control terrain, and build structures beyond the imagination of any mortal warrior. Mainda and Dvivida go even further, as their strength is enough to overwhelm many entities blessed by Brahma. However, even these names have not yet reached the pinnacle of the Vanara power order. Sugreeva and Angada represent a higher power tier. Sugreeva once inflicted serious injury on Kumbhakarna, a Rakshasa almost impervious to the collective attacks of Devas. Angada once restrained Indrajit, the one who defeated both Indra and Airavata. These feats are enough to place them above most other Vanaras, yet even standing in that position, they are still seen as those under a giant shadow. That shadow is named Vali. In the reference frame of Vanara physical strength, Vali is seen as the source, as the mountain peak that all comparisons must aim towards. It is no coincidence that he is called the father of strength of the whole. When speaking of pure strength, no Vanara is placed on par with Vali. It is important to understand that Vanaras are not strong by chance. They were granted boons by Brahma to create a true counterweight to the Rakshasa army of Ravana. Not only Ravana, Indrajit, or Atikaya received boons, almost the entire Rakshasa army was enhanced in both physique and war skills. They were proficient in weapons, understood tactics, and carried deep knowledge of war. To balance this force, Brahma was forced to create warriors who could equal and surpass them. That is the reason for the incredible strength of the Vanara. Some Vanaras, like Nila and Hanuman, also possess the ability to change shape and size at will. This ability is not widely presented in Vali, but there is no reason to believe that he does not possess it. The silence regarding that ability only increases the feeling that Vali never needed to display his full potential. The feats of Vali are not told through long battles or complex wits. They are portrayed by instant termination, by moments where the opponent did not understand what just happened. Mayavi is a prime example. Just because he was challenged, Vali hunted that demon down not just alone but with his entire family and associates. This action did not stem from blind rage, but from the cold, ruthless nature of one who knows exactly where he stands in the power order. For Vali, a challenge means erasure. Dundhubi is another case. This demon once made Varuna and Himavan tremble, yet in the confrontation with Vali, he was crushed in a mere duel. There was no sign that Vali had to try hard or feel stressed. Everything ended before the concept of a battle could form. In both cases, Vali never used his full power. This leaves a huge void in assessing his true potential. Sugreeva, the younger brother of Vali, was defeated easily many times. Although Sugreeva belonged to the high power tier of Vanara, the result never changed in every confrontation. That disparity is not just a difference in skill, but an essential gap in power. However, even those repeated victories do not allow us to determine the limit of Vali, because he was never pushed to the brink. In Uttarakhanda and some Puranas, it is told that Vali once humiliated Ravana by trapping him under his arm. Even Ravana, the leader of Rakshasa with countless boons from Brahma, was not seen as an equal opponent. If Vali were truly serious, nothing would stop him from doing more than that. Vali is not just a warrior, he is the embodiment of the concept of strength beyond common measures. His ruthlessness is not unconscious brutality, but the coldness of one who knows that all opponents are beneath him. MCU Hulk and the limits of modern power. Hulk in the Marvel Cinematic Universe is a symbol of rage and uncontrolled power. The power of Hulk increases according to emotions and especially according to rage. In many moments, Hulk has shown the ability to overwhelm enemies far beyond ordinary humans. However, it is important to place those feats in the specific context of the universe where Hulk exists. The most outstanding feat of Hulk in the MCU is stopping a Leviathan while it was rushing forward. That is an impressive moment demonstrating explosive power in a short time. Hulk also once fought with Thor, causing major tremors and withstanding blows enough to destroy many fortified structures. However, these feats all have clear limits. The power of Hulk, although great, is still portrayed within a familiar physical scope. Hulk can lift huge objects, destroy structures, and defeat powerful opponents. But Hulk can also be knocked unconscious, controlled, and defeated by entities at a higher level in the universe, showing that the power of Hulk has a ceiling, even if that ceiling is very high. An important difference is that Hulk depends on emotional state. When losing control, Hulk becomes more dangerous but also less strategic. Meanwhile, Vali does not need rage to reach the peak of power. He exists in a maximum state as a matter of course, although the body carries destructive power and almost infinite endurance that green skin can still be pierced by adamantium or vibranium. Those legendary metals are strong enough to create serious injury, but only for a moment because the regeneration ability of Hulk happens so fast that it exceeds all biological standards. Theoretically, Hulk almost has no inherent weakness because his strength is not limited by ordinary physique but is tied tightly to the emotions surging inside. To defeat or destroy Hulk, the opponent must be far beyond the level of ordinary heroes. Only cosmic entities, ancient gods, dark magic, or individuals possessing terrible power like Sentry, Thor, Onslaught, or Apocalypse are capable of overwhelming the green monster for short moments. Among very few personal exceptions, Betty is the rare connection that can pull Hulk back to stability, making the rage subside. Red Hulk also once drained Gamma energy, forcing Hulk to retreat to the fragile Banner form. Emotion itself is the source of the endless power of Hulk. The angrier he gets, the more unstoppable he becomes. Therefore, even though he has been knocked down by Thor many times, or suppressed by the Hulkbuster armor of Iron Man, the result usually only stops at the state of unconsciousness. Hulk can fall, but death seems to always be a luxury concept for him. It is the struggle between infinite power and human emotion that has turned Hulk into the most tragic symbol of the hero world, where rage is both a curse and the ultimate power. The power of Hulk depends on rage, so the higher the rage, the stronger Hulk becomes, matching other superheroes like Thor, Sentry, Silver Surfer. Hulk can jump extremely far, up to 1,000 miles with each of his jumps, and he once jumped in one shot to the peak of Olympus. The endurance of Hulk is infinite, and he can operate, fight, and move for dozens of days straight, while the speed reflexes of Hulk surpass humans completely, and it increases even more, according to the rage of Hulk. For the Vanara, even their foot soldiers were capable of playfully handling giant mountains. That wasn't their peak, it was their baseline. Vali, as their king, stood on an entirely different plane of power. What the Hulk demonstrates in the MCU, while impressive to modern audiences, cannot compare to the sheer scale and nature of the power described in the Ramayana. When pitting the Hulk against Vali, the Hulk represents the explosive power of science and emotion in a universe where the rules still impose some limitations. Vali, on the other hand, represents primordial, divinely bestowed power in a universe where the very concept of limitations is practically non-existent. Vali doesn't need to progressively build up his strength. He doesn't need to get angry to reach his maximum state. His power is a constant, overwhelming force. His feats don't demonstrate effort, they merely showcase absolute dominance. The inability to define Vali's limits is the clearest evidence of this disparity. The Hulk can certainly unleash a fierce battle and create dramatic moments. But in a purely physical confrontation, devoid of technological interference or complex tactics, the Hulk would quickly face an opponent completely unfazed by explosive power. Vali once crushed beings who terrified the gods, humiliated Ravana, and easily overwhelmed the strongest Vanara without even needing to display his full might. The MCU's Hulk, despite his immense strength within his own context, still operates in a universe where power inherently has limits. Vali, however, is stronger than Vanara, who have surpassed Indra. He's stronger than Sugreeva and Angada, who have faced the most formidable high-tier Rakshasas. He has slain beings who struck fear into the hearts of even the gods, and he did so without exerting his full power. His power limits have never been clearly defined, and that very fact makes him utterly overwhelming. If the battle were to unfold in a neutral space, where both were allowed to unleash their full potential, the advantage would clearly and decisively lean towards Vali. The Hulk might deliver furious attacks, but against an entity empowered by Brahma, one who playfully tossed mountains and utterly overwhelmed Ravana, those blows would be hard-pressed to make any decisive difference. This confrontation, when all is said and done, isn't simply Hulk versus Vali. It's a clash between the modern and the ancient mythological. And in that clash, where power is divinized, the Hulk embodies modern strength, powerful yet inherently limited. Vali is a legend from an era where power was written into mythology and unbound by conventional logic. In that collision, the one who stands at the pinnacle isn't the angriest, but the one who never even had to try. Vali is king, and he will emerge victorious. So guys, that's it for now. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later. Love you much.